This is Justin Amazon on Thursday, August 8th, 2019. Looking at the daily, we got the gap up. We started out by having a gap that looked like it was going to make this into an island reversal again, just like this one, just like the gap that was still there. And then it pulled back a little bit, closing, coming back into the high of this candle and totally filling this gap and just ran. Jumping into the 5-minute, I had drawn this wedge in here. It just continued making higher highs and higher lows. I mean, this was that pullback, and this is a higher low from this one, and this is a higher high from this one, and it just kept on going. So we'll get rid of this. And initially, right out the gate, there was some buying, selling, nice indecision candle, bearish engulfing candle. Looked like, okay, it could totally roll back down. That's what it's been doing. And put in an inside candle. So a really nice 15-minute stair step. And then looked like it was going to start to break down on this candle. And a bunch of bears were getting in here. I think this was the volume spike. Yeah. Was it this? No. That one. Okay. Nice volume here, rolling over, and then it gets bought back up. Gets back above the 21. We only had one candle in the start of the day below the 21 here. And then everything else was bullish until you got, I guess, to like here was the next one. But it was really, this was a great hammer, really nice. I think it's Dragonfly Doji. I gotta look it up one of these days. Came right down into the high from yesterday, into the pre-market high, from yesterday's pre-market. And we're right in that same range today. And instead of breaking down pre-market like we did yesterday, we just ran. And let's see. So let's just zoom in on the day. A lot of opportunities to buy off the 21 right in here, looking for it to continue bullish retest gap. This is the retest. If you were not this aggressive, or if this stop was too wide, you had some opportunities to get in after a rest. Put a nice little hammer here. You could have gotten in above that and stopped on here. The only issue is the target of 1815 is right here, or at least the next known level that you pivot. And what happens? We just push right on through. Have a nice hammer retest, quick retest here, secondary retest with the indecision candle, Morningstar reversal right off of support, and just grind it higher all day long. Got all the way up into the 1830s. So a really nice move, especially if you look at where we were the last few days here, down almost to 1747, and now we're up to 1830s. So a huge move, even from just yesterday. Not quite as strong as we had, from this this island reversal. Today's candle looks similar here. This gap looks similar to this gap right here, getting above some bearish candles. That's really what we did. We trapped a bunch of bears right here by gapping up today, just like this one did. This candle was pushing through the 5 even more than today's, getting a close much higher and almost touching the 21 that day. And then the next day we gapped above the 21. I don't think we'll gap above the 21 tomorrow. I'm like 99.9% sure that we will not gap up that high. If we get anywhere near there, probably be a good fade opportunity to sell back down. I think there'd be a lot of bulls taking profits right there, a lot of bears getting in again because they were already getting in bearish here, and expect to see some kind of a pullback. But that's if we got way up here, which is just, I mean, that'd be massively bullish off of this low down here. So we can get up there in a few days if we continue this bullish rally. But right now it's just 2 days. So it's kind of a short rally. I mean, we at least went 3 days this time, and then chopped, and then continued. And even this took a couple weeks, or like 2 weeks, to go from down here to up here, and then another 2 weeks to get all the way up here. And so it was about a month, a little more than a month that went by to do all of that. We could totally do something like that here. S curve, come back up, and look for us to kind of zigzag our way up, into getting back up into this channel. So we're in the channel. We bounced off the bottom of the channel, more or less. We got some indecision right here. And really where this is drawn, the only close we have below the channel was this candle. And then immediately following, we had that, even though it was a bearish candle, it was a bullish gap and go, and that closed above the channel, above the lower end of the channel. And then yesterday's candle closed above, and then today, obviously, back up into the channel. So if we have a bullish run continue here, possible, totally possible, we could do something. Wow, that was bad. All right, let's try and slow this down. Something like this, and then this, and then something like that. And probably just still do some chopping around in here, you know, and maybe we touch over here somewhere, push up, you know, get back up into this area where we had a lot of resistance up in here. I would expect us to chop around in that same range. If we got that high, this would turn into some sort of like a double bottom, maybe a deeper pullback to be like a neckline retest. That's if we continue bullish. Or we're going to continue up a little bit, roll back over, and come down somewhere down in here, taking out this low. Any of the bulls would be trapped, but possibly contending with the low down here. Or if we could hold it, that'd be a great place to have another buy. And then it's going to be a matter of, okay, do we have another downtrend like this and this, you know? And then we'll come up to here and see, okay, is that it? Are we going to roll back down even further? Or can we just chop around in here and then continue up? We're overall in a bullish market, so it's just a matter of you know, how things start to play out with the candles here, and if there's anything else going on apart from the actual things going on in the chart. So coming back into the 5 minute here, really nice bounce off of the 1815 price. This one was at 940. This one was at 1005, and then you had some bullish plays down here with the hammer here. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say that again. 1, 2, 3 really strong hammers, a really nice high wave candle with a Morningstar reversal here. So this one's not really a hammer. This is a hammer, a really small one, I guess. You could have been buying this one, but I mean, look at this. This is 850, 920, 30 minutes later. This one at 940. What was that one? 20. So 20 minutes later to this one, that's 940. 10:05, you get to this. This whole formation would be another half hour. This candle, 10:50, about another half hour or 40 minutes after. So the morning was full of opportunities where you just read the candle and see, okay, I'm going to get in after this, you know, I'm going to get in on a breakout bullish of that candle, of that hammer. Same thing here, same thing here. Every time it would have worked as long as your stop was down below it. We didn't take out this low. Sorry, we didn't take out this low. 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 It just kept on going bullish. It's that kind of simple approach to the day that, you know, has the potential to you know, to help you make some nice gains. So we jump into, let's see, the first one was at 850, and then this one at 920. So let's look at those. This is the 1825 call. Down here, it would have been hard to do $100 risk. With that candle being $1.50, that would have been a little bit hard to do, but what's nice is your risk is really well defined if you just wait a little bit and see that, oh, okay, it's not coming back down here. Where's my next entry? That was 920. This candle, getting it above this candle, you probably could have done, say the low, 665. You probably could have done like 750 by 665, and this low was 740. Should have been filled on this candle had you set it up with this one with the bracket, $100 risk. Possibly gotten filled. That's a nice hammer there. That's at 940. Wait, do we have a 940? We did have a 940. Okay. That's the next one. 940, that's a nice hammer. That's a 105. This one, it's close enough that if you did, you know, maybe you look for a little bit of a pullback from this one. So maybe look 850 by 750. You know, that way you hold the low. And that should have filled probably in this candle. Yeah, this candle, and then this candle, not that one. And then just continue to grind higher. Was this the Morningstar reversal? Yeah, this is the Morningstar reversal. Didn't take out this low. This would have been something like 9 by 8. And then the hammer over here, this one's range was 79 cents. So you could have been setting your low or setting your stop at 875 and you're triggering at 975 to get in. And that one would have been a little harder to wait through. I mean, this one too, because it just really pushed up, and then it's like, okay, I'm ready to break even, and it takes till, over here, it's like, okay, it's working. I'm up a little bit. I'm up an R. I'm up 2R. Okay, I'm out. Good, done. This one, it just kind of grinded really slowly. You're only up an R right here, and then it pulls back, and you're only up maybe half an R, and then it pushes up to what would be about 2R up here. So this was one that you just kind of had to wait on. But I mean, 2R, that would have been a nice setup on any of these to take to 2R, because they just kind of worked slowly. They worked, well, not even slowly, they worked relatively quickly, except for this one, just kind of taking a little longer to go sideways. And then, let's see, oops, come back over here. This totally consolidated. We had a squeeze all day, and then it started to break out. And even in the last 15 minutes of the day, high wave candle that breaks out bullish, you could have technically been buying somewhere over in here and flipping it out for an R, maybe 12 by 11, something like that. Maybe not this option because it's in the money at this point. Probably have to go out to like 1850. Yeah, so that would have been probably getting in like 175 or 2. I stopped down at like 150 and just scalping half an hour, or 2. If you did 2 by 150, then it goes up to 250. So yeah, just scalping an hour. So this was a little bit further away, and it just really didn't have the gain. You could have been playing this one if you just wanted to like buy somewhere with $100 risk. Pretty much anywhere you bought would have worked. I mean, not these bigger breakouts. The high here was 227. Well, I guess it technically did hold $1, but it just didn't go up much from here. It technically did give you an opportunity to get out with a profit if you held that all day and if you bought up here. But we should be able to reduce our risk a little bit and make something work out better than this. So, yeah, going back to 1925. Yeah, I think that was about it. Nice hammers, and then we'll see what happens. So we're pulling back a little bit after hours. I not really seeing something in here pattern wise. I'm seeing like a low and a double bottom. So this is like a V bottom and then a double bottom, and so that helps this be some sort of accumulation that broke out, had a slight retest from pre-market to right here, and then it's rallying. And so we could continue up, definitely come up into what price is in here? 1850s. If we were to push up through there, we should get up to 1841.30, maybe Friday if we continue higher. But I don't know if we'll get up to 1863.84. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see how bullish this is, if it continues up like that, or if it's got a rollover in store. This does start to look like a rollover. So be cautiously bullish, make sure you're showing your stop, your risk, and let's see how things play out into the day tomorrow to see if maybe you set up for some sort of a rollover, and give that a little bit of time to play out. So yeah, let's come back into the daily. Yeah, we don't really have a clear resistance, so we get a little bit higher, like this high right here is a nice next resistance. So we just started today losing a little bit of bearish momentum. We did the same thing when we had this candle, or actually this candle down here. We had a bearish, very yellow, bearish momentum. And so we're getting that again here, drop in volume. Totally suggests this being a bigger flag than just these three now, actually, but, or two after this maybe. But this is a nice little flag showing a drop in volume. Over here, as we were going up, we had an increase in volume. So, this candle still had lower volume, like these going sideways did. Totally fine. But the one that gaps up and starts to rally, this has low volume. And back over here, this one had more volume than the previous day. So that's what I'm saying. Be cautiously bullish, because if a lot of money isn't going in to roll this down, just be careful that it is really going up. That's the direction it's going. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens here, and be ready to trade the chart. So I hope this helps. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.